Today's episode of the Ango Show is a very good one. AEW champion is speaking out, plus AEW may be bringing in a former WWE star. There's a new vignette that's aired on social media. Very, very good stuff there. Also, WWE stars are switching brands, and we are going to talk about an AEW star who could potentially be out on the way after their contract ends. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Ango Show. We're going to kick things off with Saraya. Just very quickly want to touch on this over the weekend. A lot of people are talking about Saraya and some of the things that she's talking about publicly. She did confirm when her AEW contract is up, and she is leaving the door open for a WWE return. She spoke to TMZ.com in this new interview. She said that her AEW deal is up September 2025. She says, I love WWE and I appreciate everybody there. They made me, they gave me my career, and I'm just appreciative of that. One day, who knows? But I love my time in AEW. Listen, obviously, AEW has kind of played it safe with Saraya. I don't know. I feel like her coming back to WWE is inevitable. I do think she'll eventually come back to WWE. And it will be very interesting to see if she comes back to WWE and if AJ Lee comes back to WWE. I think a lot of people will be paying attention. The truth is, AEW did give her a little bit of shine, and then she kind of went back into obscurity. Is it a good look or a bad look for her talking about potentially going back to WWE? Honestly, I'm sure Tony Khan probably isn't too thrilled, but I don't really see a problem with it. At the end of the day, it's not like it's a secret that, WWE basically made her. And it's also no secret that her contract was only extended for 1 year, so we'll see exactly what happens there. That brings us to our next topic. A couple WWE stars could be on their way out of the company's SmackDown show, moving to Raw. Looks like WWE may have plans for AJ Styles, at least according to PWInsider.com. They have reported that there was talks at the Royal Rumble over the weekend that AJ Styles may be moving over to the Raw brand in weeks ahead. It is unclear what WWE has planned for him going forward. Now, at the same time, too, AJ Styles isn't the only one that may be switching brands, but it's also being said that Alexa Bliss may be on the Raw brand as well, which now offers me a little bit of confusion. And the reason for that is because the YS6 have been moved to SmackDown. If there's one thing I'm going to criticize WWE on, man, you have the brand split, you have the transfer window, you have a draft, and sometimes, I appreciate the fact that when somebody jumps to another show, they usually have a segment where Adam Pearce or Nick Aldis, backstage will talk about, hey, we made a call for one night, you're allowed here on the show. They do something to logically explain why they've jumped to the other show. But when it comes to them saying, hey, we're going to have a transfer window, it ends at Royal Rumble weekend, and then there's reports that AJ Styles may be moved, it's very interesting. And then obviously there's confusion because Alexa Bliss comes out with the Lily doll that has the YS6 etched into it, but then the YS6 have been moved to SmackDown. So I'm a little confused by that. I'm hoping WWE will properly explain it. Otherwise, I'm just simply not a fan of the way they're doing it. Personally speaking, I think it's really important that WWE really hammers down the logic of talent switching brands, moving to brands. I think that's always been a weakness for the company because ultimately they don't really care how logical it is as long as the star gets moved. That's a flaw that they've had. They've always had it under Vince McMahon, under Triple H. I think Triple H has been a little bit better, at least because they do air those segments, but it is definitely a frustrating thing when you look at it because honestly, man, they could just do so much better with that. And AJ Styles moving to Raw would be cool. How they go about it, we'll see. I feel like SmackDown has always been the home for AJ Styles. With him moving to Raw, there could be a lot of good stuff with that roster. That's going to bring us to our next topic. Mariah May is speaking out about AEW. Is she in character? What is happening here? Obviously, a lot of people are going to be, wondering. But Wrestling Classic Casual Conversations, she addressed her upcoming title defense against Toni Storm at AEW Grand Slam Australia. But she says, all AEW does is disrespect me and keeps me backstage when I'm the best person they have on the mic. I'm stuck backstage, so fine. Fly me on a 24-hour flight to Australia to gratify a mentally unwell woman. That's fine, it's just another win. But then, she kept going. She says, they don't want me out there because I'm going to outshine their golden girl Mercedes. Making it clear, she is very well making it clear that her whole situation is really in order to protect Mercedes Moné. She feels like, in a sense, like she's being held back so AEW could protect Mercedes. One, I think this is very on character for Mariah May. I don't think this is like some sort of shoot or anything like that. I think a lot of wrestlers are under the assumption that it is. But whether it's in character or not, I do agree that I think AEW has done a thing where they really try to protect Mercedes, and some other people aren't on TV because of that. I do think that is a true statement. And the reality is very simple, man. AEW has a really good women's division, but they do a very terrible job with getting everybody on there with having significant programs. Mariah May has basically become an afterthought for her entire title reign until just now when Toni Storm has come back as Timeless. So that is something to definitely pay attention to. You don't want to be ruffling feathers backstage. You have quite a few talented women in that locker room, and for some reason the women aren't necessarily getting that shine. If that makes me an AEW hater, well then unfortunately that's what I am. But I think it's very easy to call that out, and I think there's a lot of proof watching the TV show that the women aren't given significant time or significant emphasis to their storylines. However, AEW may be doing something really cool here, and that brings us to our final topic. Elias could very well be joining AEW. There's been no confirmation that pen to paper has been there to certify this. However, The Righteous and Elijah have dropped a new video package on social media with them all coming together. And I'm going to be very, very, very honest with you guys. This is incredible stuff. Like, this is the kind of thing that, you know, The Righteous were signed to AEW ROH. We see them a little bit, and then they're another group of people that they join AEW and they don't get to be on AEW's television screen. It's insane. This video package is great, and if Elijah is joining The Righteous and they're going to put this on TV, this should be on Dynamite and Collision. This should be something where they actually build programs and storylines with. You could do a lot of cool stuff in the tag team division or the trios division. I think those are things that have to be done. Elijah is an incredibly talented character, and the reality is, yeah, he's not a bad wrestler by any means. He probably doesn't fit the AEW system in terms of wrestling, but if you want to talk about a character arc that could truly work on their program, this is really cool. I was watching the video package. I feel like there was a little bit of some fallback or some sort of inspiration that came from the Wyatt family, which was really cool. Definitely a heelish group. Dude, I want to see it, man. I want to see this on television. I think this stuff being on social media is great, but it should be on TV. It will be even better. And I really want to see AEW commit to this. Again, no pen to paper has been confirmed, but obviously the Righteous are part of AEW ROH. I want to see this on TV. I'm really hoping Tony Khan gets it done. This could be very good stuff, and I think a lot of people will enjoy watching it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Ango Show.